So good morning, and thanks for joining me on the mat this morning. This week's focus is on our glutes and our hamstrings. So we worked a lot into kind of activating the glutes and hamstrings there on Tuesday, and we will continue to do that today. So it is really important that we engage those muscles rather than just stretch into them. Again, as I've mentioned before, often what feels like a tight muscle can often be an over-lengthened muscle. Now, not all the time, but particularly with the hamstrings, the lower back, the calves, things like that. So sometimes it's a strength that we'll actually benefit from more. And likewise, even if we are stretching and strengthening, you're not going to lose any form by developing a little bit of hamstring strength in those legs. So with that, glutes are very much attached to the hamstring movements. Okay, so they kind of work in tandem. So we'll be doing a little bit into that, but we'll also do a few little nice releases into that area of the body as well. So we're going to start in a nice easy cross-legged. So again, get nice and comfortable. If you need a little bit of padding underneath the knees, please take it. And again, we're just going to place the palms down on the knees to start with, and just notice how we're sitting. So we're going to press the chest forward, round the shoulders back, draw the belly button in, and just sit a little bit taller this morning. We're going to open the palms and then inhale the arms out, reach it up. Interlock fingers, press palms to the ceiling. As we exhale, press the palms forward, really stretch between the shoulders. So we're going to do that 2 more times. So a nice big stretch as we inhale, take the gaze up. And as we exhale, press the palms forward and release. So we do that 1 more time. Again, draw the arms right back in line with the ears. And then exhale, press forward and release. A little gentle mobilization into the hips to start with. We're going to pick that right foot up. We're going to place it in the left hand, right knee in the right hand. Again, try not to collapse into the spine here. Draw the toe toward the knee. See if we can pick the shin a little bit higher and just gently waken up that right hip. So we're just gently, slowly rocking into the hip. Again, no sudden movements. Keep drawing the toe toward the knee. So we're keeping that lower leg active. And again, try not to collapse into the spine. So sit nice and tall and strong every chance we get. Maybe getting a little bit more range, maybe not. Again, it's first thing in the morning, so just be nice and kind to your body. Listen to what it needs. Don't force it. And then gently, we're going to meet at center. Again, we can just hug the shin into the chest, chest into the shin for the next few breaths. If we want to go a little bit deeper, we might place that foot into the left elbow crease, knee into the right elbow crease. Same thing, press shin into hand, hand into shin. And we're just going to pause here, sitting tall for 3, for 2, and 1. Gently release the foot. So we have options here. We can either come back into easy cross-legged, or we can come to log pose. So log pose is stacking that right ankle on top of the left knee, right knee on top of the left ankle, and drawing those toes toward each other. If we're in easy cross-legged, still drawing the toes toward each other. Wherever we're at, we're going to inhale tall, and as we exhale, gently press the chest forward as we draw the shoulders back. Lengthening from the spine as we inhale, folding as we exhale. So if we're in log pose, this is going to be quite a deep release on the hips into those glutes. Easy cross-legged, we get it in one of the glutes, a little bit into the lower back. So we're still getting that stretch. Again, if you wish, you can always reach those hands out in front, resting onto the finger pads. And again, just rest the head here. Maybe creeping the fingertips out a little bit further. Each exhale, see if we could fold a little bit deeper. And again, don't get too caught up in how far forward you're folding once you're feeling that release. We stay here for 1 more breath. And then slowly tuck the chin in. We're going to walk the hands back toward the body. Lovely. Hug the right knee in. We're going to place that right knee behind us, coming into our 90-degree legs. We might bring that shin out in a nice 90-degree angle as well. Notice that we might be falling over onto the left hand side, so we're going to press the ground away and sit as tall as we can. Again, keeping both feet active here. We're going to inhale tall, pressing that inner thigh toward the ground, and as we exhale, gently fold. So we're pressing the chest forward, draw the shoulders back, and then walk those hands outside the line of the body. Rest the head, rest the neck. Pause here. Each inhale, stretching out through those arms. Each exhale, see if we can fold a little bit deeper. And if you're quite close to the ground, you have a block nearby, you might rest the head onto the block just to take the weight of the head so you can really relax here. Again, we're not going to stay here for too long. 1 more breath. Slowly tuck the chin in and gently walk those hands back toward the body. From here, we're just going to gently twist to the left. So we're just looking over that left shoulder, feeling a nice little stretch along the front of the body here. Keep pressing that inner right thigh and knee into the ground. One more breath. And then slowly back to center. Gently, we're going to bring that right foot back in to meet left. And we'll do that same little mobilization on the other side. So we're going to pick that left foot up. Again, drawing the toe toward the knee, keeping that lower leg active. Place the foot in the right hand, knee in the left hand. Sit tall, sit strong, and then gently, gently rock into that left hip. So again, really slowing the movement down, noticing any little points of resistance, any little niggle within the area. So we're getting into hip. You'll also feel this a little into the hamstring here as well. So again, nice release, not going too deep, just gently rocking. Keep drawing the toe toward the knee. Relax the breath. And then we're going to meet in center. Again, here we can press chest into shin, shin into chest, sitting tall if we want to go deeper. Foot into the right elbow crease, knee into the left elbow crease. Draw the toe toward the knee and sit as tall as we can. We're inhaling, sitting tall. Exhale, maybe hug the knee in a little bit more, or that chin in a little bit more. Work with your own breath here. Relax the gaze. Relax the breath. One more. And then we're going to place that foot down. So again, option to come back into easy cross-legged with the left foot on top. Or if you wish to go into log pose, we're going to place that left ankle on top of the right. Left knee on top of the right ankle. And we're working the toes toward each other. So this is our log pose. Feel free to just stay here. And you'll notice if that knee is way up here, the hips are probably a little bit tight and maybe might be better with easy cross-legged just to start with until we can create a wee bit more space. And again, if over time you want to stay here, you can always place a little bit of cushioning underneath that left knee. We're going to inhale tall. And then if you want to join me as we exhale, we're going to press the chest forward, draw the shoulders back. Leaning, lengthening from that lower back. So try to keep the spine nice and long. We're trying not to round into that upper back. Keep hugging the shoulders back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. And then if you wish, we might walk those hands further forward outside the line of the body. So create enough space for the body to fall between. If it chooses to go there, we're going to inhale, lengthen, and as we exhale, fold a little bit more. Relax the head, relax the neck. Keep teasing those finger pads out. And again, only go as deep as feels like a nice, generous release here. So not forcing it. Relax the breath, draw the belly in, create as much space for that fold to happen. One more breath. And then slowly tuck the chin in. We're going to walk those hands back toward the body. Hug the left knee in, and then we're going to place that left knee behind. We're coming into 90-degree angles with our legs. So at the ankles, the knees, and the hips. Bringing that left shin out. So again, it's out at a nice square angle here. So we're going to press the ground away to the right and really press that inner thigh and knee into the ground. Sitting tall, we might choose to stay here if that feels enough. Otherwise, we're going to inhale tall. And as we exhale, gently press the chest forward, draw the shoulders back, and then walk those hands forward outside the line of the body. Rest the head, rest the neck, press the ground away. See if we can draw that right hip back a little bit more. And again, as we fall forward, that sensation that we were mainly getting in the left hip is going to transfer into the right. So just notice that difference. Every inhale, lengthen forward. Every exhale, fold a little bit more. And again, just notice, comparing to the other side, how does that feel? Are we getting a little bit lower? Is it a little bit more restricted? Is the release a little bit stronger? So again, touching in with the imbalances. One more breath. Slowly tuck the chin in. We're going to walk the hands back toward the body. Again, right hand comes behind, left hand comes to the outer thigh, and we're just going to gently twist to the right. So looking over that right shoulder, just getting a nice little release through the spine into the front of the body. Extra little stretch into the front of that left hip. One more breath here. And then slowly inhale back to center. So we're going to bring that left foot out to meet the right, and then from here we're going to come to lie back on our mats. You can just make sure you have your block and towel within reach in case you need it. So we're lying back onto the ground, knees are bent, feet are flat to start with. We're going to hug the right knee in. And then from here, we're going to keep the left knee bent this morning, but we're going to really consciously press that lower back into the ground. We're going to catch hold of the back of that right hamstring, interlock fingers, and then see if we can extend that right foot up toward the ceiling. Draw the shoulders back toward the ground, press the heel toward the ceiling, draw the toes toward the face. So we should be feeling a lovely stretch in the lower leg, but we should also be feeling that into the hamstring, only into the belly though. So not underneath the knee, not up near the sit bone. If we're feeling it there, bring a little bend to the knee and just focus on that lower leg, release, or else we can drop the leg a little bit and just feel that nice stretch, but again, not overstretching it. And we're just going to pause here for a couple of breaths. If that feels good, we're going to keep the leg in space and we're going to extend that left foot down the mat, but again, conscious of keeping that lower back pressed into the ground. So nice stability in the core, particularly in that lower back. And we're just going to pause here again for another couple of breaths. Really active through that right foot. So keep pressing the heel away, keep drawing the toes toward the knee. One more breath. Lovely. We're going to hug the right knee in, give it a nice little squeeze. And then we're extending it out to meet the left. Same thing on the other side. We're going to hug the left knee in. We're going to bend the right knee to start with, foot flat onto the ground. Interlock the fingers behind the back of that left hamstring. Keep the lower back rounded. And then we're going to extend that left foot up toward the ceiling. Press the weight through the heel, draw the toes toward the face. Keep the lower back and hips literally glued to the ground here. See if we could roll the shoulders back. Feel that space into the chest. And again, even at this stage, if that hang grip is a little bit too much, you can always use your towel, like we do in our figure 4, and use it as a little extension of the arm. So your choice. And even just the placement of the hand or towel to the back of the hamstring, where we want that sensation to be, can just bring a little bit more attention to the pose, to that muscle. Again, keep pressing the heel away, keep drawing the toes toward the face. One more breath. And then from here, if it feels good, we're going to extend that right foot fully out along the mat. Again, notice if the leg is shaking. So that the chances are here you're actually contracting into the muscle. So if that's the case, a little bend to the knee, or maybe drop the heel a little bit more. So we do want a little bit of strength, but not when we're trying to work space into those muscles. Hold it here. Keep drawing the shoulders back. 2 more breaths. Lovely. Hug the left knee in. We're going to hug the right knee in to meet it. Give it a nice little squeeze. From here, keeping the lower back rounded, we're going to inhale, press shins into hands, and as we exhale, draw both knees outside the line of the body. Staying here if that feels good. If we want to come into our full happy baby, we're going to press the soles of the feet toward the ceiling, holding on to calf, shins, ankles, inner arches of the feet, or maybe interlock the middle and index finger around the big toes. Just make sure that lower back is glued to the ground. So if it's not, just bring the grip a little bit closer back toward the knees. We're going to inhale, press soles of the feet toward the ceiling. And as we exhale, draw those knees down toward the ground beside us. Focus in here on working the heels apart, and that will naturally get into that hip space. So we're inhaling, activating as we press up, and we're exhaling, releasing as we draw down. You should also feel this a wee bit into the hamstrings. Again, just go as deep as your body feels good. Nice big belly breaths, full length of the body here. So try to draw that breath deep, noticing if it's getting caught at the chest, and just bringing it a little bit further down to the belly. Lovely. We're going to stay in a happy baby. This time we're going to draw the left knee down and we're going to extend that right foot out. So you mightn't be able to hold on to the toe here, even if it's the calf. So whatever it is, just getting a little bit more into those hamstrings. We're going to pause here, drawing that left knee down toward the ground, extending through that right foot, and then gently inhale back to happy baby. And as we exhale, opposite side. So draw that right knee down, press away through the left heel, try to get a little bit of length in behind that left leg, but again, don't force it. Notice where that stretch is at in the hamstring. Inhale back to center, exhale, extend to the right as we draw down to the left. Inhale, center, exhale, draw the right knee down as we extend to the left. Continue with your own breath. Again, still working into the hips, just getting a little bit of extra space into those hammies. And again, that sensation is just into the center belly of the muscle. Last one to the left, wherever we're at. And then gently meeting at center. We're going to hug the knees into the chest. We're going to rest those feet down toward the ground. We're going to reach for a block, place it between the knees. Press the knees into the block. Feet are planted. We're going to reach those fingertips to brush the backs of the heels here. And then when you're ready, pressing the feet firmly into the ground, pressing the knees into the block. We're going to gently peel the lower back, middle back, upper back off the ground. Lifting the hips toward the ceiling. We're going to walk the shoulder blades together underneath the spine. Pressing the hands, shoulders, arms firmly into the ground. There should be no pressure in the neck here. Press the hips a little bit higher. Really feel those glutes and hamstrings engage. And if you want to get a little bit more into the hamstrings and calves, we're going to come up onto the balls of the feet. Again, keep pressing the knees into the block. Hold it here. Press the hips a little bit higher. A little bit higher. And then if you want to bring movement, we're going to inhale, press up. And as we exhale, staying off the heels, we're going to exhale slightly lower until we're hovering just off the mat. Inhale, press up. Again, full core engagement here. Exhale, gently lower. One more here. Inhale, really slowly up. Exhale, really slowly down. Inhale up. This time we're going to hold. We're going to drop the heels down. And this time we're just going to stay on the heels. So balls of the feet are off the ground and we're really getting into those hamstrings. So again, choosing to stay here, or we can inhale, press up. And as we exhale, gently lower the hips, just hovering off the ground. Inhale, slowly up. Keep drawing the belly in, nice and strong in the core. Exhale, slowly lower. One more. And then gently release the feet and release the body all the way down to the ground. We're going to release the block off to the side for now. Bring the feet about mat width apart. Allow the knees knock together, open the arms into cactus arms. And then we're going to gently allow both knees drop to the right as we look over the left shoulder. Inhale back to center, exhale, knees drop to the left as we look over the right shoulder. So again, to your own breath, just gently windscreen wipering that lower body out. Get a little release into the neck and upper body as you rock the head side to side. And again, really pressing those knees down. Feel that full release both in the inner and outer hip. Even a little bit into the ITB here. Nice release into the core, the side waist. And then gently meeting back at center. Lovely. This time, we're going to stay with the knees bent, feet flat. We're going to bring the feet together, knees together. Again, we're going to reach to brush the backs of the heels. So you might need to move the feet here. Nice. And then when you're ready, we're pressing the feet into the ground, gently peeling the lower back, middle back, upper back off the ground. Work the shoulder blades together underneath that upper back, pressing the arms, shoulders, hands firmly into the ground. And again, we can stay here, or if you feel good, we're going to extend that right foot out fully, and then see if we can lift the right foot up toward the ceiling. Inhale, knees together, staying in our bridge. Exhale, extend that right foot up toward the ceiling. Inhale, knees together, keep the hips lifted. Exhale, extend, keep drawing the toes toward the knee. Two more. If you need to drop down, reconnect, please do. Listen to the hamstrings. If you need to bend that right knee, please do. Last one up. And then exhale, knees together. We're going to drop that right foot down. Slowly release the hips down to the ground, hug the knees in. Make a few little circles on that lower back, maybe 3 or 4 left, 3 or 4 right, before we go over to that other side. So again, our bridge poses are one of our better and more accessible hamstring strengthening. We also get a nice little bit of space into the front of the body, engagement in the core and glutes. So lots of stuff happening here. We're going to bring those feet back to the ground. Feet together, knees together, brushing the backs of the heels or thereabouts. And then we're going to gently press the feet into the ground, peel the lower back, middle back, upper back off the ground, lift the hips toward the ceiling, walk the shoulder blades together, take the pressure off the neck. So we should be able to actually roll the head side to side and feel no restriction, no pressure. Again, feel free to stay here. So this is strong enough in itself. You don't need to do anything more. We're still working that strength. If you want to challenge the pose a wee bit more, we're going to extend that left foot out. Keep drawing the toes toward the knees. So that left leg is really active. Keep the hips lifted. We're going to inhale, press up. And as we exhale, knees back together. Inhale, extend that left foot up toward the ceiling as high as we can go. Exhale, lower. Oh, I just got a little cramp in the back of my right hamstring there. So again, listen to those hammies. Keep lifting the hips. Last one. Drawing those knees back together. We're going to release the left foot and then slowly release the full body to the ground. Again, feet to the width of the mat apart, knees left together, arms into cactus, and then gently windscreen wiper the knees side to side, taking the gaze over the opposite shoulder. Nice and easy, wringing it out, letting it go. And then when you're ready, we're going to meet back at center. We're going to hug the knees into the chest. Crisscross the ankles, options to make your way any way to seat, or we can rock and roll forward and back along the mat, using the motion to massage the full length of the spine into the ground, using that lovely strong core connection to draw ourselves forward into seat each time. And then eventually we're going to meet at the front of the mat in a nice strong seat. So we have options here. We're going to bring those feet out in front. Knees are bent, feet are flat to start with. And so we did this on Tuesday if you were with me. We're going to bring the hands behind us. And again, depending on the arm length. So if the arms are quite long, you'll find those hands need to be behind a little bit more. So we're looking for length in the arms, but also engagement in the shoulders. So we're not collapsing into those shoulders. If the arms are a little bit shorter, you might need to bring them by the hips. And if the arms are shorter again, you can always get two blocks or two objects so that you have that extra little bit of length. Okay, so we're all going to be a little bit different here. So to start with, knees are together, feet are together. We're going to press the hands into the ground, the feet into the ground, and then lift those hips up toward the ceiling. Pressing the hips nice and high. So options to stay here, or if you want to go a little bit more intense, we're going to straighten the legs. We're going to point through the toes. Same arm placement, same hand placement. But again, we're going to press the hips up and see if we can flatten those feet to the ground. Again, same deal, just getting a little bit stronger. And we really feel that into the front of the shins. We might even start to feel those calves a wee bit crampy. It's perfectly normal here. Okay, options to stay here, either here or in our reverse table. Or we can bring a little bit of movement. So we're going to inhale, press up. As we exhale, gently lower the hips until they're hovering just off the ground. Inhale, slowly up. Gaze goes forward, nice and relaxed. Exhale, really slowly lower. Keep pressing those arms actively into the ground. Again, no stress on the shoulders. To your own breath. So again, don't think about those arms supporting us. Think about pressing the ground away. Nice and strong. Relax the breath. We've got one more here. And then slowly release all the way down to the ground. We're going to crisscross at the ankles and then gently fold forward. Reaching those arms out in front. We might come down now onto the forearms. We might stay in the fingertips, whatever feels good. Just relax the head and neck here. Gently rocking the hips side to side, swaying the head side to side. Maybe walking those fingertips out a little bit more, whatever feels good. Lovely. And then gently tuck the chin in, slowly coming back up to seat. From here, we're going to bring the hands forward to the front of the mat, stepping back onto the knees into a nice strong tabletop. Shoulders over, elbows over wrists, elbow creases face forward. Pressing the ground away. Feel that space between the shoulders. Knees are about hip width distance apart. We're going to inhale, draw the chest forward as we gaze up and arch the spine. Exhale, press into the ground, curl through the spine, take the gaze back to the belly. Inhale, gaze goes forward and up, arching the spine. Exhale, press into the ground, curl through the spine, really tuck the chin in, continuing with your own breath. Nice little cat-cow curls. If you feel you want a little bit more space in the hips, you can always stagger those knees a little bit further apart. So again, make the pose your own. Usually if the body's telling you to do something, it's generally working in the right direction. So again, just gently mobilizing, close the eyes down, just really enjoy that movement. Make it as flowy, as organic, as fluid as you can. And then we're going to meet back in our tabletop. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of glute and hamstring activation here like we did on Tuesday. From our tabletop, left knee stays where it's at, hands stay where they're at. Just make sure those shoulders are nice and strong. So keep pressing the ground away. We're going to press back through the right foot. We're going to bend the right knee, and then we're going to press the sole of the foot toward the ceiling. This time, we're going to open that right hip, and we're going to press the sole of that right foot as far to the left as we can. And we're just going to gently pulse here. Try to keep the knee high. Keep pressing the sole of that right foot to the left. Keep the foot high, the knee high, as much as we can. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale, draw that right knee toward the right elbow. And as we exhale, we're going to press it back. Sole of the foot parallel to the ceiling, rotate the hip. Inhale, knee to elbow. Exhale, press it back. Continue with your own breath. So gaze is relaxed. We're just looking at that space between the hands on the ground. Thinking about the neck as an extension of the spine, nice and neutral. Keep the knee, keep the foot, keep the hip nice and high, almost like we're trying to work our leg over an object, like a box out to our right. Nice and strong. And then we're going to meet with sole of the foot parallel to the ceiling. We're going to land on the ball of that right foot and gently press back through the heel for 3, for 2, and 1. From here, we're going to lift the right foot off the ground. Keep pressing back through the right heel, and we're just going to make a few little circles into that right hip. See if we can make them a little bit larger. Doesn't matter what direction, we're going to do both here. So again, each circle is getting a little bit bigger. Keep the tummy muscles engaged. We're going to reverse the circles. Again, we can start small, making them a little bit bigger. Keep that leg lifted. A little bit bigger. You'll actually start to feel the left glute having to engage here to keep that hold. Again, keep drawing the belly in. Nice big circles. And then gently meeting back. Legs extended, landing on the ball of the right foot. Gently press back through the heel for 3, for 2, and 1. Right knee comes back to meet left, just for a couple of breaths. We're going to bend through the wrists, and we're going to look at the palms. Fingertips point toward the knees, and we're just going to rest the hands down to the ground. Sit back a little bit toward the heels. We're just getting a little stretch out into those wrists. So again, nice one to do just when we are on the balls of our wrists, but also say if you're working at the computer a lot, a nice little release here, just for a couple of breaths. And then gently flatten out those hands again. Shoulders stacked over the wrists. Again, right knee stays grounded. This time we're going to press back through the left foot, nice and active through the heel. Draw the toes toward the face. We're going to bend the left knee, press the sole of the foot toward the ceiling. Notice if the belly's collapsed, really draw the belly in. Feel nice and strong in the lower back. We're going to rotate that left hip open and press the sole of that left foot as far, far out to the right as you can. And again, just gently pulse it. So the pulse is we're pressing the foot to the right. Might feel a little bit strange. So we're just trying to focus on engaging those glutes. Should feel a wee release into the front of that left hip too. It's just micro movements. When you're ready, we're going to inhale left knee toward left elbow. Keep the foot, hip, knee nice and high. And as we exhale, press it back. Sole of the foot parallel to the ceiling, rotate the hip. Inhale, knee to elbow. Exhale, press it back. Again, continue with your own breath. And again, really exaggerating that movement, finding every little bit of space into that left hip, engaging as much as we can. Working all planes of movement here. Keep those belly muscles drawn in, nice and strong, nice and engaged. Relax the breath. Last rotation, we're going to meet with the sole of the foot parallel to the ceiling. And then we're going to land on the ball of the left foot and gently press back through the heel. Stretch it out for 3, for 2, and 1. Keep the leg extended. We're going to pick the left foot off the ground. Press away through the heel, draw the toes toward the face, draw the belly in. And again, starting with a few little small circles. Again, either direction, we do both. Making those circles a little bit larger. Slow the movement right down. Keep pressing those hands actively into the ground. Keeping those shoulders nice and strong. Make those circles as large as we possibly can. So again, don't stop where I'm stopping. If you feel you've got a little bit more here, give it. And then we're going to reverse those circles. Again, starting small. Just switching on the muscles. Making those circles a little bit larger. A little bit larger again. Gaze is relaxed. So we're just looking at that space between the hands. Again, starting to feel that right glute fire here to keep the pose. Nice big circular movements. And then leaning back, leg extended. We're going to land on the ball of the left foot. And then gently press away through the heel for 3, for 2, and 1. Gently bringing that left knee back into me right. We're not done here yet. Again, if you wish, you can always drape those hands, fingertips point toward the face, and just get a nice little release into those wrists. Either way, it's a nice release, whether you need it or not from that pressure. And again, if you really try to stack those joints, you shouldn't really feel that pressure so much. And if it's still feeling like that, you can always place a little towel or a little bit of cushioning underneath the hands. And if you have a little bit of something to grip onto, it takes that pressure too. So the last thing you want to do is develop wrist pain when we're trying to be focusing on our hips. Okay, so still in our tabletop, we're going to press back through the right foot. We're going to bend the right knee. This time, we're going to do the circles, or we're going to keep that right knee bent. We're going to keep that sole of the foot parallel to the ceiling. So these movements are going to feel strange. So we're still working glute, but with that knee bent, we're working a little bit into the hamstring also. Okay, and then we're going to reverse those circles. Trying to make the movement as full as you possibly can. And then gently meeting, sole of the foot parallel to the ceiling, landing on the ball of the right foot. This time we're going to drop the right heel down, swivel on the left knee and turn the body to the right side of the room. Left hand stays on the ground, right hand comes to the hip. We're pressing the hips forward, we're drawing the shoulder back. If we still feel like we're collapsing, come on to the fingertips or maybe up onto a block so we can really feel that space across the front of the body. We're going to inhale, right arm up. And as we exhale, reach the right arm overhead. Still activating. Inhale, right elbow, right knee into touch. Exhale, extend it out. Hover the right foot off the ground as we reach through the fingertips. Inhale, slowly in. Exhale, extend it out. Continue with your own breath. If you want to challenge the balance, we're following the middle finger of that right hand with the gaze. Nice big stretch each time we inhale. Last 2. Last 1. Meeting an extension, rest the foot down. We're going to bring that right hand back to the waist. We're going to bend the right knee. See if we can lift that right knee up. And then from here, see if we can extend that right foot out. Nice and active through the heel for 3. Lift the foot for 2. And 1. Gently release. Right hand comes back to meet left. Swivel on the knee. Right knee comes back in. And again, same last sequence on the other side. So again, pressing back through the left foot, bending the left knee, pressing the sole of the foot toward the ceiling, and starting to make those little circles into the left hip. So just focus the movement into the hip. Knees will come almost together as you drop them down. Make the circles as large as we can, just exploring that movement in the hip. Obviously that right leg is going to restrict it slightly as you come toward the center, but trying to make it nice and wide as you work the leg out. We're going to reverse those circles. Again, strong in the arms. Keep pressing the ground away. Feel that space between the shoulders. Keep drawing the belly in. And these will get harder the more we do, because we're really working on engaging those muscles. And eventually, the more we engage, we're going to start to fatigue. So it's perfectly normal if the movement starts to slow down, feels a little bit heavier. Last one. Brilliant. We're going to extend that left foot out, landing on the ball of the left foot. Gently release. And then from here, we're going to drop the left heel down, swivel on the right knee, turn the body to the left side of the room. Right hand stays grounded, left hand comes to the hip. We're pressing the outer blade of that left foot into the ground. Again, if you need to come up onto the finger pads or onto a block, keep that space. We're going to inhale, left arm up. And as we exhale, reach the left arm overhead, brushing the armpit toward the ear. So we're not reaching to the left, reaching right out in front, keeping that space. We're going to inhale, knee to elbow in. Exhale, extend it out. Hop of the left foot off the ground. Inhale, slowly in, nice and strong. Exhale, extend it out. Continue with your own breath. Slow, controlled movement if you want to challenge the balance. We're following the middle finger on that left hand with the gaze. Keep that right shoulder strong. Keep pressing the ground away. Slow the movement right down. Last one. We're going to meet an extension. You can rest the foot down. We're going to bring the left hand to the waist. Bend the left knee. See if we can open the hips. As we look down, we want that knee to be in line with the hips. So you might need to press the knee back a little bit. You can hold it here or else try for extension as we press away through the left heel. Lift the leg for 3. A little bit more for 2. And 1. Release the left foot down. Left hand comes back to meet right. Swivel on the right knee. And then that left knee comes back into our tabletop. Lovely. Big toes to touch, knees nice and wide, a little bit wider than the mat if we can. And then gently sit back toward the heels. We're going to walk the hands forward. Rest the forehead down toward the ground. If it doesn't quite get there, we can use our hands, a block, stack fists, whatever it is, just to take the pressure out of the neck. And then we're just going to gently rock the hips side to side. So quite a lot of little activation there into the glutes, into the hamstrings. So just releasing it all out. As we rock the hips side to side, feel a little gentle release into those hips, into those glutes, lower back. Relax the breath. And then gently come into stillness here. Extending the arms back out in front if they're not there already. Gently lift the head off the mat and we're going to slowly walk those knees until they're about hip width distance apart. Tucking the toes under, sit back toward the heels. And again, feel that lovely stretch into the feet from here. We're going to press the finger pads and knuckles into the ground, gently hover the knees off the mat, lift the hips toward the ceiling, and slowly allow those heels release toward the ground, coming into our downward dog. So again, press the ground away, we're drawing the chest toward the mat. Gaze is back toward the knees, maybe toward the belly. Lift the hips a little bit higher, drop the heels a little bit lower, and again, just gently paddle out the feet, nice and slowly. Nice and easy. Lovely. So staying in our downward dog here, we're going to come into our 3-legged dog. So we're going to reach that right leg up toward the ceiling. And from here, similar to what we did on our hands and knees, we're going to draw a few little circles into that right hip. So keep drawing the left heel down, staying in our downward dog, and we're going to make those circles a little bit larger. Keep the right foot active, keep drawing the toes toward the knee. Keep the arms nice and strong. If you need to, you can drop down onto the left knee and do the same as we did before. But again, just challenging that upper body a little bit more. We're going to reverse the circles. Nice full circles. Again, feeling it in that left glute here as well as it supports that leg. And then meeting in stillness, we're going to drop the right foot down to meet left, slowly returning down into our child's pose. Untuck the toes, rest the head, gently shift the hips side to side. So again, releasing the pose just so that we can have that full activation on the other side. Relax the breath. Lovely. Again, head lifts slightly. We're going to tuck the toes under, sit back toward the heels. Pressing the ground away, hover the knees off the mat, lift the hips toward the ceiling, and then slowly drop those heels down. And again, paddle it out in your downward dog. Nice and relaxed, keep pressing the ground away. Lift the hips, draw the belly in. Coming to stillness here in our downward dog. We're going to inhale the left leg up toward the ceiling. Again, keep drawing the toes toward the knee. And again, we're going to make a few big circles either direction. Keep drawing the heel down, keep lifting the hips. Try to make those circles as large, as smooth, as circular as we can. Again, drop down onto that right knee if it feels a wee bit too much in the upper body. And then we're going to reverse those circles. Nice full circular movements. Keep dropping the right heel down. Keep pressing the ground away. Relax the breath. Last one. Meeting in our three-legged dog, we're going to return that left foot down to meet right. Last one, coming down onto the knees, untuck the toes, relax the head. Again, keep the arms extended out in front, or you can make a little pillow if you want to relax the upper body a little bit, shifting the hips side to side. Relax the breath. Relax the head, relax the neck. Ease out that lower back and hips. And then when you're ready, extending the arms forward, gently shifting the body weight forward as we tuck the toes under, sit back toward the heels, press the ground away, lift the knees off the mat, press the hips toward the ceiling, lower the heels. From here, we're going to inhale the right leg up, looking forward, stepping right foot forward into lunge. Keeping the fingertips to the front of the mat. From here, shifting the body weight forward, we're going to pick the left heel up toward the ceiling. So we did this on Tuesday. Maybe come a little bit higher onto the fingertips. Keep drawing the toe toward the knee. Maybe hover the fingertips off the ground. Maybe open those arms out into airplane. Gaze is relaxed toward the ground. Lift the heel a little bit higher for 3, for 2, and 1. Hands come back to the ground. From here, we're going to come down onto that left foot. And we're just going to feel that extra little bit of a stretch into the back of the left leg. Hold it here, draw that left heel down. Really feeling this more so in the lower leg. For 3, for 2, and 1. Gently pick the left foot up. We're going to keep the right hand on the ground. Lift the left heel a little bit higher. We're going to rotate the left hip open. See if we can bring that left hand to rest on the waist. Lift the left foot a little bit higher. Keep drawing the toes toward the knee for 3. Draw the left shoulder back for 2, and 1. Left hand comes down, and then gently step that left foot into meet right. Readjust those feet until they're hip width distance apart, and then gently fold forward. Allow the head, neck, arms, shoulders release. A little bend to the knees here. Just allow the belly rest on the legs. 1 more breath. Lovely. And then from here, we're just going to gently walk it back into our downward dog. Excellent. Same little sequence on the other side. We're going to extend that left foot up toward the ceiling, looking forward between the hands, stepping left foot forward into lunge, bringing those hands a little bit further forward of that left foot toward the front of the mat. Body weight shifts forward, and we're going to gently pick that right foot off the ground. Keep drawing the toes toward the knee, lifting the heel toward the ceiling. Maybe coming up onto the fingertips or blocks if we have them. And again, trying to get as much length in behind that left leg. Maybe extend those arms out into airplane. Focusing here more so on lifting that heel as high as we can for 3. Keep the hips parallel to the ground for 2, and 1. Hands come to the ground. We're going to land on that right foot. So there's about maybe a foot between the heel and the toe of the back foot. And again, we're just getting an extra little release into the back of that right leg. So there is a little bit of softness to that left knee.
Keep pressing the right heel down. We should actually be able to lift those right toes off the ground. For 3, relax the head. For 2, and 1. Again, we're going to pick that right foot off the ground. Left hand stays where it's at. See if we can bring that right hand to rest in the waist and rotate that right hip to the right side of the room. Lift the foot a little bit higher. Gaze is still relaxed to the ground. If you have that full twist and that full balance, you can always take the gaze up. I'm feeling quite comfortable here this morning for 3. Lift the leg for 2. And 1. Right hand comes back to the ground. Slowly bring that right foot into me left. Reshift the feet until they're hip width distance apart. And again, just gently fold forward. Nice gentle release into the back of the body. Rest the belly onto the legs. Relax the head, the shoulders, the neck. And then slowly we're going to tuck the chin in and gently rise our way all the way up to stand. Head comes up last. Take a little drink here if you need. Quite a strong little practice, these glute hamstring activators. And we still have a little bit more to go. We'll just do a little flow sequence just to flush out on the muscles here. So when you're ready, we're going to meet at the front of the mat, feet nicely grounded, hip width distance apart, hands to heart. Inhale, arms out, reaching up, palms together. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, gaze forward, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Stepping right foot back to lunge, we're going to drop the right heel down. Engage the core, we're going to bring ourselves up into our warrior 2 lunge. Left heel bisects the arch of the back foot. We're bending into the left knee, but just make sure that left knee is tracking forward and not collapsing to the right. See if we can get the left knee stacked over the ankle or thereabouts. Pressing the outer blade of that right foot into the ground, we'll extend the arms. We're going to inhale here, lengthen. As we exhale, release the hips. Again, little flow, inhale, lengthen and rise as we take the gaze up, palms together. Exhale, bend into left knee, open the arms, warrior lunge. 2 more. Inhale, slowly up. Exhale, bend the left knee, open the arms, warrior lunge. Last one. Meeting in our warrior, we're going to rest that right hand on the back leg. Keep the left knee bent. We're going to inhale, left arm up, flip the palm, and as we exhale, reach the left arm overhead to the back of the room. Try to keep the arm in line with the ear, maybe take the gaze over the shoulder or up toward the fingertips for 3, for 2, and 1. Inhale, arms back wide open. Exhale, release here. From here, we're going to extend that left knee. We're going to step that right foot until there's about 2 feet behind the front foot and the back foot. And then we're going to turn the body to the front of the room, step the left foot to the outside of the mat. So there's about hip width distance between both feet. Both feet are pointed forward here. Again, you can have the block toward the front of the mat if you feel like going a little bit deeper. To start with, we'll just start here. Both legs are straight. We're going to extend the arms out in front. And as we exhale, rotate through the shoulders, we're going to bring the arms behind us. Either catch and hold on to opposite elbows or maybe coming into reverse prayer with the hands. Again, if we're doing that, we're pressing the chest forward, drawing the shoulders back, really sucking the belly in. We're going to inhale, lengthen, and as we exhale, gently shift the body or the hips back as we shift the body forward. Press the chest forward, draw the shoulders back, draw the belly in, hinging forward from that middle body. And then relax the head, relax the neck. Hold it here. Notice if we're collapsing a little bit more to the left, try to keep those shoulders, those hips even. For 3, for 2, and 1. Inhale, slowly back to center. Release the hands. Again, we can choose to go into the same pose. If we want to go a little bit deeper, we can use our block. Place the balls of the feet onto that block in front. Inhale, extend the arms out in front. As we exhale, rotate through the shoulders. Reach the catch hold of opposite elbow, so kind of more unnatural grip to what you did the first time, or reverse prayer. Inhale, lengthen tall. As we exhale, draw the shoulders back. Press the hips back, so we're lengthening through the spine all the way. And when we can't lengthen forward anymore, then relax the head and neck. Folding here for 3, for 2, And one inhale, slowly back up. Exhale, release those hands. Again, we can shift the block out of the way for now. Excellent. From here, bending softly through the left knee, we're going to step back into a nice high lunge here. We're on the ball of that right foot. Inhale, arms out, reaching up. Exhale, palms together. And again, one last time, we're going to gently lean forward onto the ball of that right foot, onto the big toe of that right foot, and then gently place the hands down to the ground. And then from here, see if we can pick that foot up one last time, lifting the right heel for 3, for 2, and 1. Right foot comes back to meet left, and then exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling up to center, hands extended up, palms together. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold, nearly there. Inhale, gaze forward, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Stepping left foot back, as far back as we can go, dropping left heel down, engaging the core, drawing ourselves up into our warrior 2 lunge. Right heel bisects the arch of the back foot, we're bending strongly into the right knee. Knee is tracking over that middle toe and not collapsing to the left. Extend the arms out, we're going to inhale here. And as we exhale, sink those hips. A little bit of movement, inhale, lengthen through the right leg, bring the arms together, overhead gaze goes up. Exhale, bend the right knee, open the arms, warrior 2 lunge. Inhale, lengthen and rise. Maybe follow that right middle finger with the gaze. Exhale, lunge, 2 more. Keep drawing the inner thighs toward each other. Relax the shoulders, last one. Meeting in our warrior, we're going to rest that left hand on the back leg. Inhale, right arm up, flip the palm, and as we exhale, reach that right arm to the back of the room, either taking the gaze over the left shoulder or up toward that middle finger on the right hand for 3, for 2, and 1. Inhale, back to warrior. Exhale, hands to hips. We're going to extend that right leg straight and then walk that left foot just about 2 feet behind the front and the back foot. Step the right foot to the outside of the mat. We're going to turn the body to the front of the room, so both feet face forward. They're about hip-width distance apart but staggered. Again, we're going to inhale, arms out in front. As we exhale, rotate through the shoulders, catch hold of opposite elbows or reverse prayer. Inhale, lengthen tall through the spine. As we exhale, press the hips back. As we press the chest forward, roll the shoulders back. Lengthen through the spine for as long as we possibly can. Gaze goes forward, both legs are straight. And then exhale, release the head, release the neck. Notice if we're collapsing a little bit more to the right side, try to keep those shoulders parallel to the ground together. Breathe here for 3, for 2, and 1. Tuck the chin in, slowly rise back up to stand. And then exhale, release those arms. Again, choosing to go back into the similar pose, or if you wish to go a wee bit deeper, we can bring that block so we can rest the ball of the foot onto the block. Again, only if it feels good for you. We're going to inhale, extend the arms out in front. As we exhale, rotate through the shoulders, catching hold of opposite elbows, but the least natural way. So the opposite way as you go naturally, or as reverse prayer. We're going to inhale, lengthen tall through the spine, draw the belly in. As we exhale, press the hips back, press the chest forward, draw the shoulders back, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Keep as much lengthen in the spine for as long as we can. And then gently release the head, release the neck. Looking back toward the left knee. And again, only go as deep as feels good for you for 3. Relax the breath for 2. And 1, gently tuck the chin in, slowly rise back up to stand, and then exhale, release the hands. Again, if we have the block there, we might just move it gently out of the way. Lovely. From here, hands to hips, bending softly through the right knee. We're going to step back onto the ball of the left foot. Nice high lunge here, nice and strong. Inhale, arms out, reaching up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. Again, gently, we're going to lean the body weight forward until we're on the ball of the left foot, until we're on the big toe of the left foot. And then gently bring those finger pads out front of the right foot. Last one, last challenge. Pick the left foot off the ground, draw the heel toward the ceiling. Hold it here as you wish, arms extended if you wish for 3. Lift the heel for 2, And one, release that left foot down to meet right. And then exhale, fold. Hold it here for one more breath. And then from here, we're going to gently step our way back into our downward dog. Nice and easy. Finding stillness in our downward dog, and then we're going to inhale the right leg up, looking forward. We're going to bend the right knee. We're going to place it just behind the right wrist, setting up for our pigeon. We're going to untuck the left toe, walk that foot as far back as we can possibly go. Keep the right foot active, keep drawing the toe toward the knee. We're going to come back up onto the hands so they're in line with the hips or just in front. And again, we can stay here in our proud pigeon. If that feels a little bit too strong, you can always come back into your 90-degree legs like we did at the start of the class. Shin is about 30 to 45 degrees parallel to the front of the mat. Okay, so we don't need to go much more intense than that. And again, if that feels good, you can stay here. You can draw those shoulders back and maybe walk the hands forward until we're on our forearms. Again, notice the weight. If we're in pigeon, we want the weight to be in one direction. So we're not collapsing over to the right. We're not rolling over to the left. Even weight both sides. We're going to feel it a lot more in the right, but we still want to be pressing that left hip down. If that feels good, we might extend the arms out in front, rest the forehead down, or we might make a little pillow by palling one hand, one fist, or placing a block underneath the forehead. And we're just going to hang out here for a couple of moments. Every inhale, I want you to think about lengthening through the spine, drawing the shoulders back, relaxing the body. And as you exhale, releasing both hips toward the ground. Keep drawing the right toe toward the right knee. So we should not be feeling this into the knee joint. Keep that lower leg active. And if we do, either drawing the toe toward the knee or taking more of a bend to that right knee, so the angle of the shin isn't quite as shallow to the front of the mat. So make the pose comfortable. You shouldn't be experiencing pain, just a nice, generous release into that right hip. Every exhale, allow the full body relax and release a little bit more. Again, like our figure 4, our pigeon pose, this reclined pigeon pose is quite good for sciatica, nerve pain. So it just helps soften the soft tissue around the nerve. So not necessarily curing it, but definitely alleviating those symptoms. Relaxing here for just a couple of more breaths. You can really allow the body release and relax. And then when you're ready, we're going to gently tuck the chin in, come back up onto the forearms, come back up onto the hands. We can stay here for the next couple of breaths. If you want a little bonus stretch, we're going to bring the left hand towards the center of the mat in line with the right knee. We're going to bend the left knee and draw that left heel toward the bum. And if you want to go a little bit more, we might extend that right arm out in front and reach to catch hold of the front of the left foot or ankle. And again, drawing or pressing the foot into the hand into the foot, maybe drawing that right shoulder forward. Hold it here for 3, for 2, and 1. Release the foot, release both hands back to the ground. We're going to gently tuck the left toe under, come off the knee really slowly. We're going to step that right foot back to meet left. Nice and easy, walk it out in our downward dog. We've got one more side to do, and that's us. So again, just gently massaging that right hip out. We're going to come to stillness and then inhale the left leg up, bend the left knee, place the knee just behind the wrist, resting down onto that right knee, untuck the right foot, walk it as far back as we can possibly go. Keep drawing the left toe toward the knee. Try to make that angle a little bit shallower, shin to the front of the mat, coming up onto the finger pads to start with. Again, 90-degree legs if this is not for you. And again, we can stay here, working the shoulders back, pressing the chest forward, drawing the belly in. Or if we want to just focus it on those hips, gently walking forward onto the forearms, or maybe making a little pillow by patting one hand, one fist, or using a block to take the weight of the head. Or you can likewise extend the arms out in front and rest the forehead down to the ground. Notice how it feels compared to the other side. Keep drawing the toe toward the knee, so we're not putting any pressure on that left knee joint. Maybe work the elbows a little bit further apart. Let the belly release, the chest release, the hips, the head. Each exhale, allow the body to get a little bit heavier. Feeling gravity bring us a little bit more toward the ground. Each and every part. Relax the breath. Again, really feeling that into the left hip. Nice and gentle. Not forcing it. And just being with the pose. Depending on how tight those hips are, looking a wee bit into the hamstring here as well. The sensation is going to be different for everybody. So again, just be with the pose. Don't force it to go any deeper than it wants to. Allow the breath take you. Allow the body weight take you. Last couple of breaths on this side. And when you're ready, gently tuck the chin in, walk the hands back toward the body. So we can either keep those hands outside the line of the body in line with the knee if we want to go a little bit more for the last pose. We're going to bring the right hand toward the center of the mat in line with that left knee. We're going to bend the right knee, draw the heel toward the bum. We can stay here or inhale the left arm out in front. And as we exhale, rotate through the left shoulder and reach to catch hold of the front of the foot. If we've caught the foot, we're pressing the foot into the hand into the foot, and maybe drawing that left shoulder forward. Keep nice and long in the front body for 3. Nice big belly breaths for 2. And 1. Release the foot, release the left hand, release the right hand. Release the head, release the neck. And then from here, we're going to slowly tuck the right to wander, gently come off the knee. Slowly, slowly step the left foot back to meet right. And one last time, we're going to walk it out in our downward dog. Again, really conscious of that left hip. We've gone quite deep here. Nice rolling movement through the hips. Maybe rocking a wee bit side to side. Maybe look out underneath opposite armpits, get a nice little release into the sideways. So whatever feels good here for you. And then when you're good and ready, we're going to come to stillness. And slowly release down onto the knees, bringing the toes to touch, releasing down onto the forearms, making a little pillow by piling one hand, one fist on top of the other. And one last time, just gently rocking the hips side to side, rolling the head side to side, releasing any last little bit of tension we're holding on to here in the body. Relax the breath. Nice and easy, just letting it go. And then coming to stillness here in our child's pose. And just take a moment. Allow the breath catch up with the body catch up with the mind. And then when you're ready, we're going to press the hands into the ground, tuck the chin into the chest, and slowly walk the hands back toward the knees as we come to sit back up onto the heels. And you can either finish here, sitting back in the heels, you can come back into easy cross-legged, or take any seated variation that feels good for you this morning. Maybe even sitting on the block, getting a little bit more space into those hips. And we'll finish like we started. So again, sitting nice and tall, nice and strong. We're going to open the palms to the ceiling. And then inhale the arms out, reaching up. Interlock fingers, press palms to the ceiling. As we exhale, press the palms forward, release the breath, sigh it out and let it go. We'll do that 2 more times. So nice big stretch as we inhale. And exhale, release. Slowly bringing the hands to heart, press the palms together, close down the eyes. And just thank yourselves for creating a wee bit of space on your Friday morning to come to the mat, to look after yourselves, to create some lovely energy, some really lovely strength this morning. So well done. And hopefully take that with you into the day and into the weekend ahead. And thank you for sharing your strength and your practice and your energy with me. Namaste.